Hi folks! In this video I'm going to assemble one of these magic slider cards. Keep watching! So before we get started assembling this magic slider card, I wanted to show you the printable acetate that I used. I purchased it on Amazon. I'm in Canada, so it was about, I think I paid $11.50 for it, 6 sheets. I'm sure it's less expensive on US Amazon. The brand is Graphics. I used it for print and cut, and I also used it to draw with a Cricut pen in my machine, and in both cases it worked perfectly. It's easy to use. One side is coated so that it's a little rougher, and that's the side that you draw on. There's no way to mistake it when you load it in your printer. So I recommend this product for Windows, for print and cut, or for drawing with a pen in your machine. It's really amazing. So this idea of a magic slider card is by no means original. I've seen tons of them on YouTube. In every case, they were done with stamps and a scoreboard. I thought it would be fun to make a version that we can cut in Design Spsce. So I've made 3. I've put them all in one file to share, and I hope you're going to try them out. This was the first one I made. It's a little off on the size of the insert, but still lots of fun. That was the first one. This is the second one, and this is the one that I drew with a pen. I drew the pumpkin and Happy Halloween in my Cricut machine. There we go, get it started. And there's the colored version of it inside with the slider window. And in the file I've included an envelope that fits these cards, because I thought for sure you'd like to have an envelope. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're going to assemble is our envelope. I've cut it and I've designed it and cut it in 2 pieces. As I realized not everybody has 12 by 24 cardstock on hand, so I wanted it to be done on a 12 by 12 mat with 12-inch cardstock. This small piece will be your flap. You have a score line down the center of it. You need only fold it in half. And this is the body of the envelope. So you have these tabs on the side that are scored. You need to fold them. It's a super easy envelope to assemble. Line it up nice and straight. And fold your score line. Okay, so this bottom half of the envelope, the half that has no side tabs, is what we're going to attach the flap to. I'm going to run adhesive along half of this below the score line. And line it up nice and straight on the bottom half of the envelope. There we go. And now we have our flap. The next thing you're going to do is run adhesive on the side tabs. Fold your envelope up nice and straight. And there you have your envelope. As easy as that. So let's go ahead and start assembling our slider card. So let's have a look at the pieces that we have to create our slider card. This tag and this little tab are add-ons. They're completely optional. It's up to you if you want to use them or not, or change them for something else. We have our acetate window, and we have our colored version. These will be layered. We have our slider, a decorative cut for the outside to make it more colorful. You have the body of your card and your tracks. When I went to purchase my double-sided tape, I purchased 1/2 inch and 1/4 inch. I forgot to purchase the 1/8 inches, which is what I really needed for these tracks. So I ran them through my Xyron instead. It'll work too. So the first thing that you want to do is make sure that your slider fits properly and that it's not pulling all the way through. They're cut the right size in the file, but it's a good idea before you get started just to make sure it's working properly. And this is fine. So we'll set that aside. We're going to start by installing our tracks on our card. Peel these away carefully. I don't want to tear them. And the Xyron is quite sticky. So we'll just be careful. There we go. Okay. You're going to line it up on the solid side, right along the edge. Make sure everything lines up nice and straight. This is what forms the track that keeps your slider in place. We're going to double it up so that we have some depth. I've seen some people put just one layer, but I like how smoothly the slider worked when I doubled it up and did 2 layers. So if you prefer to do just 1 layer, go ahead. And we'll line this up on top. Make sure it's nice and straight. So we have a nice smooth track to run in. There we go. And I think I'll check my slider one more time to make sure that I ran them properly. This should sit, the slider should sit inside that track. And set it aside. The next thing that I'm going to do is install my colored card on the inside of these tracks. Make sure it sits nice and snug inside the track, and it does. Add some adhesive. And line it up nice and straight inside the track. There we go. That looks good. Okay, so now I'm going to take my double-sided tape and I'm going to run it right along the inside of this frame. So the next thing you want to do is line your acetate layer up with your colored layer. Make sure it lines up nice and straight. We're going to hold it in place and fold over the card. And there we have our acetate layer installed. Check again to make sure our slider is still working properly. I like this one, it's very cute. So now I'm going to add my decorative panel to the outside of the slider card. Make sure I have it nice and straight. There's our outside of our card. We need to install our slider. Make sure it's working perfectly. Sitting in the tracks, and we'll pull it all the way through. And we'll add some adhesive along the bottom half. Right along the edge, you want to make sure that you're not putting adhesive anywhere that the slider will catch. So you want to make sure to be putting it along the edge. Line it up nice and straight. And there we have our slider card. Okay, so I've added this extra little Happy Halloween tag that you can use or not use or change for something you like more. I believe this one was an access image. We'll add this to the corner. And this is a little tab that you can choose to use or not use if you'd like to add more color to the card. And that's it. That's how easy it is to make this card. So I hope you'll make some. I hope you'll post pictures. I'd love to see them. Thank you for watching.